Bills fans, what's up? What is up? I am so much happier, so much happier to come to you under these circumstances than I was last week because last week we were pissed, salty, moody. It fucking sucked. The Bills left a W in Cleveland. We all know that. But this week, pretty much for the whole game, they left no doubt. They took the lead early, held on to the lead. I hope I'm coming through clearly. If I'm not, let me know. Let me make sure it says live chat. So if anybody type something in the room to let me know I'm being heard. Um, yeah, it started out 2 field goals. Yo, what's up, Los? How you doing? 2 field goals, and it was just like shit. Come on, score a touchdown, man. Score a touchdown. Score a fucking touchdown. They finally got one on the third trip, but if one of those field goals earlier is a touchdown, and particularly the one Croft got the penalty on first down to back them up, which was highly fucking infuriating. I had that in my notes. I'm like, yo, that's a mark against Croft's name because that was terrible. And it was just like a weak ass, lazy offsides, like false start penalty, actually. I apologize. But the defense, there was a few breakdowns in coverage today. It mostly, crazy enough, came from Trey White against Devontae Parker, and it was due to Fitzpatrick scrambling. Fitzpatrick broke out. He broke out. Trey came to meet him and let Devontae go past him. On the second one, I'm sorry. The first one, the linebackers didn't get enough depth, and Fitz just kind of floated it right over the top because they weren't deep enough. Fucking Hearns, I believe it was Hearns who caught it, turned it into like a 50-yard fucking play. It was super fucking irritating. But overall, the Bills, they recovered from anything that happened. The kickoff return, which was just maddening. It was just like, can the Bills ever just, why do they have to have these hiccups in these games? And Jakeem Grant, I mean, that guy can fucking fly. That guy can fly. Like, he's a fast motherfucker. He can move. And I don't think he played in the first Bills game. But my thing is this. If you have guys like Sonoris Perry and Kurt Coleman who exclusively play special teams, right? I'll just get all my critiques out of the way right now and then go to the positive shit. What the fuck is going on there? Because they just not only got burned for that one, they gave up a 50-yard return later on in the game. What's up, Damager? How you doing, man? But like, if you're on this roster just to play special teams and you're just whiffing tackles or having motherfuckers blow past you, and I get it. He's fast. He that's his specialty. He also scored on the jet sweep, which is kind of a hidden caveat for the Bills because they're going to get a lot of crazy run looks from, the Ravens down the road. So it was, what's up? What's how you doing, bro? So overall, there was a few things. I mean, losing Nsekhe, I'm just hoping that it's not as bad as it looked. I'm really not. He left in an air cast. I hope it's maybe at worst a high ankle sprain, but the way he reacted, it was just, it was really, it was tough to watch. And I hope at worst, again, it's a high ankle sprain and he's able to come back. Yeah, man. But remember Shady back in 2017, he hurt his ankle pretty bad. He left the field. He came back to play against the Jaguars. I don't know if it was to that extent, but overall they've been pretty healthy. And Cody Ford is the guy they drafted, so he's next man up. He's got to play. So I'm not gonna. He's got to play. It's time for him to roll. If Nsekhe is out for the rest of the year or not. Now, let me see if I've got all my negativity out of the way for the video. I'm gonna see if I got it all out of there. Special teams, a few gifts. What's up, Hussein? How you doing, bro? Yep, I was expecting for us. Yep. What I liked today, first off, the aggressiveness on defense. I love the fact they crowded the line of scrimmage and just went right at Ryan Fitzpatrick. They did not lay off too much. They did not lay back in coverage. In order to solve the run game problems, they did a lot of twisting and stunting up front, which totally neutralized the Dolphins' run game. I think they only had 23 yards of rush offense. It was a great game. Milano and Tremaine Edmonds were fucking amazing. They were absolutely amazing. Starr made some plays today. He made a play on the failed 2-point conversion attempt. He came in and didn't allow any forward momentum and knocked fucking the guy who got the pitch right on out of there. Good play earlier in the game on a screen. Starr doesn't take the bait, catches my man from behind. I believe it was Ballage. No loss on the play. Ed Oliver he played very well in the run game, very, very well. Corey Lugit really played well. I felt like it was a ticky-tack bullshit holding call. Holding call that he got roughing the passer on Fitz, where he just grabs him by the upper body and takes him down. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? 7 sacks today. They were doing all kinds of crazy shit. It was great. John Brown has been an amazing signing damager. You've got that. Wow. And it is so important, and I'll get to that later, that you get a receiver come to the Bills and he's having a career year. It's so fucking refreshing to see, because we've seen this so many times where receivers, I'll get to that later. But the defense, I'm sorry about that squeaking, guys. The defense, they got the turnover, and I'll talk about that too. That turnover, I was so fucking mad because they gave up the onside kick, which is bitch made. I hate that little ticky tack shit. And then one ref comes in from the side and goes, oh, and then the other ref goes, boom, Bills. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, he catches it, runs like 5 yards with it, and bobbles it. What part of that is incomplete? He just fumbled it on his own. And I believe it was Poyer who slid in with the recovery. So it was like, what the fuck? And then thankfully, they ruled it a fumble, an incomplete pass on the field. And then I was just praying to God, because they don't overturn these calls, or the pass interference calls, they don't overturn with in particular, but they overturned this one, gave the ball to the Bills. The Bills went right down and fucking scored. I believe that was the touchdown to Knox. Beautiful fucking play in the face of the defense. Knox with a shallow crosser off the line, right in front of linebacker. He tripped up by the safety and still went in for the fucking touchdown. Big Rambo play right there. He had another nice play on the first drive. He only caught 2 passes, but he's still first down, touchdown, good shit. He was playing a lot. You know who you did not see in the game a lot today, because I was really paying attention to offensive personnel? You did not see Lee Smith on the field at all. I think he had like 2 snaps. One of them was on the 4th and 1 that Gore had, and that was it. He was not on the field. Josh Allen, going to get to Josh because he was the story of the day. Today was the fearless game. And I know we all had to hear it. We all felt it all week after that shitty fucking L that shouldn't have happened last week in Cleveland. What is fearless? What does that mean? What is this? What is that? And we had to hear about, oh, the Dolphins are a scrappy team. They play hard. You got to be careful. Yeah, they play hard. They're scrappy. They fit Fitz's personality. That's what he is, hard and scrappy. But you're a better fucking team, better players, better all around. You go down there and you smash those motherfuckers. Is that easy enough? And they did. They did. Last week took me all the way back to Thursday. Man, I wasn't over it till this game was over. So that scoreboard hit triple 4 zeros, and I was happy. And it was just fucking, it was nice to see. I don't know what David said no they didn't to, but yeah, the strike to John Brown was a thing of beauty on a rope. John Brown does a lot of comebacks to the sideline. He finally just went past Needham. Needham carried him up the field a little bit, tried to pass him off to the safety. I think it was McCann. McCann was late getting over, and it was a fucking rope touchdown. Beautiful. And he broke a tackle. John Brown is a tough motherfucker, and he was Johnny on the spot again today. Devin Singletary broke off a big run, fumbled at the end of it. He is there to just get it. Oh yeah, they were the cameras. Eric pointed something out. I felt it was the Brian Flores show. They showed him nonstop. Yeah, he was just every time you looked at him, he was like staring somebody down really intense, or he was asking the ref. And I know I've said this before. My really close friends, really close, played college football with this guy. So he told me he's an intense motherfucker, and he's a disciplinarian. We'll see how that plays. Marino too, Damager too. I just pointed out Marino in the box with Stephen Ross. They just were all over those fuckers today. But you know what? Big change today in the offense. First off, Brian Daboll was in the box. Archuleta pointed that out in the broadcast. And it was like, okay, we saw the mustache. He went with the fucking full-on mustache ride, which was awesome. He shaved the beard. He went up in the box to give him a better vantage point. And the offense played well, man. There was a few hiccups. I felt like Josh left a few plays out there. In particular, one, I think it was a 2nd down and 10, and it was crosser pretty deep, probably like about between 15, 18 yards of depth to the right side. To John Brown, just missed him. And one earlier, John Brown dropped. John Brown dropped. It was play by Needham. Needham's a solid player. I'll give him credit. He went off injured, came back on. They battled, but this is what the Bills should do to a team like this. This is exactly what they should do. And they did play loose. They were in attack mode all game, even when they got the ball back 37-20 on the when the failed 4th down. I think it was 4th and 16. And I think it was the pass to Gesicki miss. And they went for it. They threw 2 times on that drive. They were really trying to put points up today. And this is the way they have to play going forward. You can't leave the defense just pitching shutouts. And then you get into a scoring game. There was a few breakdowns in coverage. I did notice they rotated Kevin Johnson and Levi Wallace a lot. And late in the game, you saw a lot more Kevin Johnson than you saw Levi Wallace. So they're not going to let him continue to get, worked over there. He didn't give up a lot of plays today, but they just want to make sure that, he's not out there getting targeted like crazy. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, man? Yeah, the linebackers were the story. But I shouldn't. It was I don't understand your point, David. Kevin did much better in the game. It was really good. It was really good. Shaq, there was a couple of penalties in this game I'm going to complain about. Shaq makes a play early in the game on a run play. It's pretty much stopped for like a half yard. And he gets up and, is a football player. He gives the guy a little talk at the end, right? What's up, sports? What's up, sportsdom? How you doing? Yeah, how about him? I'm going to get to him. Trust me. And the ref throws a flag for unsportsmanlike. I'm like, he didn't even do anything that fucking egregious. He just gave him a little chirp, and that was it. He didn't like stand over his body and flex or nothing. There was another call. There was another bullshit call, and there was a karma call after this. I'll tell you about it. Fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick gets, I believe it's the Corey Legit fucking pat. There's one call that was a karma call for me. Oh, I'm sorry. Gesicki. It was Gesicki on 3rd and 10. He catches it clearly in front of the fucking 1st down marker. It's like a good half a yard to 3/4, maybe even it's in front of the 1st down marker. The ref runs in there and he's like, first down. And I'm just like, what? It's short. It's fucking short. Next play, Fitz breaks contain, runs up the middle but they get Evan Bourne for a fucking chintzy ass holding call, which was really not that great. But they had gotten Cody Ford for a shitty ass holding call early in the game too. It was just like terrible. It was just terrible. These refs today, I mean, I can't. How much can I bitch when they win by what they won by? But still, man, these refs are just—they're so fucking bad, man. They're so bad. There was I can't think of too many other penalties that were called that I have to bitch about, but those few in particular, it was a karma call in my opinion. That holding call set them back. They punted. The Bills got the ball back, but still, man, it was fucking come on with these refs. Now, start off the game, big run from Singletary, beautiful, beautiful. And then Allen, took he worked a little bit. He had to find his rhythm in the game, and he did. He settled in, started moving the team down here, there, incrementally, and boom, finally completes a big ball. He was working John Brown all game long. Cole Beasley got some burn underneath, caught a big 26-yarder late in the game, more advanced in the game. But then the 40-yard strike, like I said earlier, he really, really showed a lot. He finally kept one of those, read option plays. He kept it. Everybody dove in on Motor, and he fucking booked. That was a run similar to what he had last year, particularly in the Miami games. What's up, Bunzolo? I don't know. You know what? They have too many fucking refs. That's the problem. They added a ref on the field. They have one in New York that they fucking. It's just terrible, dude. And they still get these calls so wrong, so wrong. But digress back to Allen. It's good to see and show other teams and defenses that he still has that in his arsenal. You know what? I can catch you and burn you deep downfield. And that was like what, a 45-yard run? It was a really, really good run. I believe they scored on that. That was the one where he scrambled out. He spread them, and he was able to scramble to the right, score a touchdown. And you pretty much knew at that point the game, they were going to win this game, that they were going to get the W. The touchdown pass late in the game, second half to John Brown in the fourth quarter was a thing of beauty. It was his first read. Brown one on his one-on-one, and just Allen didn't hesitate and fit it in between three Miami defenders. It was beautiful. What's up, bro? Bowman, I'm just glad that we put faith in Singletary. They should have given him the ball more. He did fumble a few times today, and if you guys noticed, Gore was in there for the next couple of series after Motor coughed up the ball the second time, the one John Brown fumbled, and that really sucked because I felt like he can score. And you just got to get it into his head. You can't put the ball on the ground, man. You can't do it. And I feel he's a rookie. He's hyped up to be playing in front of his family, his hometown. So these guys are going to play mistakes, but it's part of playing fearless, right? The whole mantra all week: play fearless. Well, go out and play fearless, and it could have hurt him, but it didn't. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Yeah, there was a couple of the QB sweep. They've gotten a few first downs and scored a touchdown on it too. So it seemed like a much more advantageous play. And the way he ripped it off, man, he just booked. He was gone. Lot of explosiveness, but he was pretty sharp. He hit some pretty when he gets back there and sets his feet and really scans over. His ball is pretty decent. Like, he throws a nice ball. Like, he didn't get the 300 yards today. They tried to push the issue late, but they were like, you know what, fuck this. We're gonna chill. We got 37 points. Let's just run the clock, whatever. I really feel like, again, Knox is a young player, still a rookie, and he scored more touchdowns in 10 games than he did in his whole college career. This is his second touchdown today. He's such an athletic guy. He runs well with the football. He's physical. He blocks well. He wants to make some fucking hay after he catches the ball. He's a violent runner, and it's really, really nice. It's really, really nice. He's a lot more than just a, Scott Chandler. He's just got more life in his body. Even at a Charles Clay had, who his knee was starting to go and all that stuff. And it's just really nice to see the Bills get a tight end who might be a difference maker. And I hope they continue to get him the ball a lot. John Brown, I mean, him, Allen, some of the defensive guys. Who do you give the game ball to? Who do you give the fucking game ball to? Because everybody earned it. Everybody earned it. I mean, Milano, Edmonds. I mean, can we finally get some love in Buffalo, having a good young defense with some elite young players? And I'm really excited that Oliver came. Oliver was he was really good today. This is the best game. Oliver was nasty. It was a team win, and it was unfortunate that the special teams coverage couldn't live up to they made a few good tackles early in the game, but Grant got them with their pants down. And again, Andre Roberts, he did not play any wide receiver today in the base. Didn't play any. But he did catch Miami's coverage team sleeping on a couple of kickoffs, and one he broke out on and almost took it. I mean, they're lucky Sanders tackled him, because he was ready to go, and that was nice to see. And yeah, Eric, thanks for bringing that up, because I was thinking I wanted to tie something in with Hauschka. It was good, in retrospect, that you like to see him always score touchdowns, but to get Hauschka's confidence back, he send him right out there for the 50-yard field goal, bang, right through. The next one, bang. He nailed all his PATs, all his field goals today. So thanks, Eric, for pointing that out. It was good to see, get his confidence back and get everybody going. And one thing I've noticed that I'm very encouraged with about Allen, he seems to, recover from hiccups, because hiccups happen to all quarterbacks, whether they be, rookies, young veterans, barely a rookie, and even veterans, they happen. And we're already, you hear the talk on the Bills pregame this morning is, Josh it's getting late. It's barely early. It's like 20 starts. People are ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So what are you going to do? You're going to press the reset button every time a young quarterback has a bad game? What Lamar Jackson doing, it's phenomenal, but it's an outlier. Pat Mahomes, he's got is a great quarterback, a great young quarterback, but he's also blessed with an all-time great play caller and great weapons. You saw this today. I'll bring this up. I retweeted something that Louis Riddick pointed out, and he said it's a great year. It's a great year to need a wide receiver, because there are phenomenal ones, explosive, that can beat man coverage. And there was plenty of times in this game I didn't need to see the all 22. This wide receiver core sometimes has a hard time beating man coverage. It really does. And there was some times that they were just not getting separation. And this team needs a receiver. They need a receiver. I like McKenzie. I would like to see Foster out there, but they need a fucking receiver. They need a guy that's going to really scare the shit out of people. In concert with Brown and Beasley, you'll have something really nice, really, really nice, I feel. And even you go out and get another veteran too. But this team needs another receiver. Just, looking forward. It was Dable just had a better vantage point, Victor. Being in the box gave him a better look at what the defense was doing, not doing. You saw them run and hurry up. The reason they were doing that is, and then they would back off a little bit even late in the game, is because Dable can get a look at the defense, stay on the headset with Allen till 15 seconds, and then it cuts out, and then they can settle it down and then just, go from there. Duke, he's just not explosive, man. Duke is a nice story. He's on the roster, but he's just not explosive enough to consistently get separation. Maybe he's active late or sometime. I don't know. Yeah, Foster was not on the field a lot at all today. The main three wide receivers were McKenzie, Beasley, and Brown. And again, tallest one's 5'10". They need, nitpicky here, nitpicky. I look around at the other receiving cores, and their best weapons are generally of the 6'2" variety. The more bigger, more physical, play big. And Zay Jones was supposed to be that, but he's just not that. He wasn't that, and that's why he was traded. So yeah, I'm just really, 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 really excited about this win. It was kind of how you drew it up, kind of how your Bills fantasy would happen. Sans the 300-yard passing game, just so we don't have to fucking hear about it anymore. They did everything pretty well, pretty well. Ran the ball well. Allen played great. 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, you can only have 46 guys, and then 7 are going to be inactive, man. 7 are in street clothes on the sidelines. What's up, Matthew? How you doing? I know the rest of you guys are going to have a great week. Enjoy your food's going to taste better. Your sleep's going to be better. Your with the girl is going to be better. Everything is going to be better this week. Everything. I'll just speak for everybody. I was a miserable son of a bitch last week. I was just sitting there pouting at the gym, pouting, thinking about fucking god damn it. I was so mad. But you saw them coach more aggressively today. They went for it on 4th down. They were more apt to pass and run, even late when they were up by 2 scores, 3 scores, after Miami missed the attempt on the 2-point conversion. So they were just much more go for the jugular mentality today, and they played like it. And I hope they build on this. They have a tough team coming in. They played a tough game at Minnesota, but that's a rookie quarterback in his 3rd start. He's on the road again. He was like 17 of 39. He hit a few big passes in his game, but I expect the Bills to go out there, close down their run game, and try to make Brandon Allen beat him. And Fitz is a savvy veteran who's seen a lot of football. So nothing he does shocks me. If he throws 6 picks, I'm not shocked. If he throws 6 touchdowns, I'm not shocked. If he gives your team, even though it's a loss for his team, a bitch of a game, it doesn't shock me. So, today's game, be that as it may, it was good. And 6-4 would have hurt. Oh man, any loss hurts me, man. I still look at the 2 L's. I feel like this team should be 9-1. I feel like if Allen is in there late, he was settled down. But you need those growing pains. You need those games, that are gonna grow you. And you don't learn unless you fuck up. You find out what a guy's made of if he fucks up. And he went out there and he played his best game of the year. He really did. He was accurate. He missed a few passes, but a quarterback is going to do that. There was a few on the sidelines that were there was 2 consecutive ones, one to Brown and one to McKenzie. But overall, again, I'm just nitpicking right here. Those were all my notes from the game. The whole unit, they really played well. The secondary, it was more Fitz breaking contain, getting scrambles. Hearns dropped the pass. He won a couple of one-on-ones. I'm sure Trey wishes he didn't let him run upfield and bite on the Fitz scramble. And that's what, that's when you're going to see Allen really, when Allen does that, you're going to know right then and there the game is slowing down for him. When he's able to make teams pay with his arm for fear of his scrambling. Like if he's just about to cross the line of scrimmage and somebody comes to him and there's a receiver just running for fun, you're going to know that there's a progression there. It's like, okay, game is slowing down for him. Game is really slowing down for him. And it was everybody does, man. For a guy like him that's been around as long as he has, played as many teams, who doesn't respect Fitz? He is what he is, but all hats off to him. but our defense was too talented. It was too stout. They made them one-dimensional, and when you make a team one-dimensional, there was a lot of, you know, yards, fluff yards at the end of the game. They backed off. Gaskins caught a couple of plays, the one to Hearns. So yeah, those numbers are inflated. That's why I say, those 300-yard games, victory contacts. Yeah, just yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you guys why I'm wearing them another time. It has nothing to do with the game, but I'm sorry if I'm rambling, guys. I really appreciate you being in here. I'm going to let you guys go soon because this game's about to start. But I really, really cherish these times to come in and talk to you guys after a win, man. I look forward to it so much under these circumstances, because it feels so good. I know how good it makes me feel. So it's really nice to be able to share it with people that feel just as good as you, because that's what it is. It's a brotherhood. And you have where's Corey today? Where's Corey? No Corey today. I would have welcomed him in. I would have let him talk. I would have let him set his piece. I don't kick him out. I just mute him until he leaves. That's all I do. But yeah, it was nice to see Allen put it together. I felt like he put it together. And I don't know if he missed. He might have missed on oh yeah, he did miss on a deep one. And what I'll give credit for is John Brown. He turned into the DB and didn't allow I forget which corner. I don't think it was Needham that was on him, but he just batted the ball down. He did not let that ball get intercepted. Thanks, Vic. I really appreciate it, man. And I tweeted something out today, and it's like, am I allowed? I want to know if it's okay if I'm you guys. Are we allowed to be excited about Allen? Are we allowed? Can we be okay? Because you know how it is on Twitter and other places. Somebody's going to come, pull their cock out and put it in your cereal and piss all in it if you dare utter anything. And there's media guys like that too. Some of whom cover the Bills. I'm not going to say who they are because they're on the radio. They're still very much beholden and biased toward their pre-draft against him. I got over it. The day after they picked him, I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to get behind this kid. He's a Bills, a viewer here. Rick talked to me, the guy I've known for a while. He's been watching me since the beginning. He got at me and said, you know what, Mark, fuck it. Let's get behind him, bro. He's a Bill now, and let's get on him. And he got to me. And there's guys, they want to perpetually blow. Yeah, you're right, Jordan. And they want to blow everything Lamar Jackson does. That's what makes Bills fans not like Lamar Jackson. It's not like we hate Lamar Jackson. We have nothing against him. But every time the guy does something great, you've got a Bills media guy, like just certain ones, just like, oh my God, they're just going to masturbate in your face. But if Allen does something good, there's always like an analytic or a statistic or some bullshit so they can turn the dial towards this direction. I think that's a crock of shit. Yeah, me too, McBrizzle. I wasn't stoked, but he's playing well. Like, he's gotten better. His game is getting better. It's taken time. Adam Archuleta said something on the broadcast, and he didn't really hit me till I thought about it because it was a while ago. The draft just comes at you quick, and then you just get caught up in the preseason and the off season and the season, and then there's been 2 off seasons since. So he said, this was the rawest quarterback in the draft that year. He was rawer than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was a Heisman Trophy winner, for Christ's sake. Played at a much bigger school. Is it any coincidence that the 2 quarterbacks that are playing the best? I mean, Darnold's bounced back. I'll give him that. He's bounced back the last few weeks. Mayfield's played better as of late. But the teams with the most stable organizations, their young quarterbacks are playing the best, arguably, Jackson and Allen, because having stability and having structure and having comfort around your young quarterback, that's what it's all about. That's what it's driven by. If you don't have that, you're a rudderless ship. That's why I mean, if I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm fearful for Mayfield. If I'm a Jet fan, I'm fearful for Darnold, because you can throw stink at culture all day you want. Long-term, short-term, that shit matters, man. You don't have guys swinging helmets at other people, man. Imagine if the Bills lost a 10-plus sack guy to that. Imagine that. Imagine the guys laughing at the Bills. Imagine the national media ready to fucking just destroy them. Because you still have media who want to float the Bills in bullshit reporting, like with the Kaepernick thing. Everybody who's an Allen detractor went all over that. Oh, they're at the Cap workout. They weren't at the fucking Cap workout. There's just teams that they're just certain media people who just like, oh, just throw the Bills in there, make it look better. Throw the Bills in there. Yeah, that's exactly it, Eric. They were being aggressive today. They were running the hurry up. They were just going. They wanted to score again. They wanted to go put it on them again, and that's the way you have to play. Let that puppy run. I remember Daryl Talley said that in a few years ago because in an interview a long time ago about the Bills and their hurry up offense, and he said, "Well, as a defense, we might have played a lot more of the game, but you know what? We didn't care. Just let that puppy run. It's like a cash register. We'll play as much as we need to, but as long as you guys are scoring, we don't give a fuck." That's what it's about. And it was nice to see, a game like that down there against a division opponent, win 7 games. You're up 1 win over your whole game of last year, 6 games left. And yeah, there's a lot of season left to be played over almost like 42%? That's, yeah, about 40% of the season left. I am so excited, guys. I am so excited. It's so, so nice. It's like a breath of fresh air to get that W and that shitty taste out of our mouths. It was just a shitty taste, and they went out there and they got it out of our mouths better than Listerine ever could. So, also, let me get to this before I ramble on and I'll forget. John Brown. John Brown is on pace to just destroy all of his numbers in catches, yards, touchdowns. And it's so important because how long have the Bills been a place where wide receivers either just fizzle out, they go to other teams and play well because they get with better quarterbacks, Robert Woods, Marquise Goodwin, Sammy Watkins, not so much. He's kind of toiled around. Stevie kind of fizzled out. But how long, has it been since your receiver come to the Bills and just boom, boom? That's so important. Excuse me, hiccups. It's so important because when you get prospective free agents, they know who the guys are, and they'll be like, you know what, I want to go play with that kid. I want to go play with Josh Allen. I don't want to play with this team. I want to go play with him. That's so fucking vital, guys. It's different. There was a statistic the Bills dropped today. They drop a lot of positive statistics. That's what the Bills do. They're there to promote themselves. Josh is the first quarterback since Jim Kelly in 91 to account for 2 straight touchdowns in so many consecutive games. Again, all the things that he's doing there's a lot of positive woven into them. There's a lot of positives. It's not all, oh my God, cake and ice cream and candies, but there is a lot of good in what he does. And I just think that he needs a little more time than some other quarterbacks. He needs a bit better weaponry in terms of the receivers, because I saw it today. I really honed in after the first, I think it was the second to first drive of the game, second play, the first drive, but they scored a field goal. Receivers were just not getting off their guys. It was like they were, and this is not a great secondary, but there was just times where it's just like, maybe they're going to have to scheme these guys open a little better, but until you can upgrade the talent, and that doesn't happen until the offseason, they're not, they're going to have these times. And that's why I feel like Robert Foster on the field would be better, because he gives you some size. He gives you a vertical threat. He's a different dynamic than what they have. What's up, Los? How you doing? 3 years, $27 million, money well spent, man. And you know what gives you encouragement is they got a receiver that fits Allen. Beasley has worked well with Allen, and they're not suffering. They're not like dipping numbers. Their body language is bad. No, they're thriving. They're playing very, very well. Oh, what's up, Matt? Oh man, that's awesome, bro. I need to. I got to get up to a game, man. I really have to get my fucking ass on the move and get up there. I really do. But that's so important. And, 6 more games. I want to see what this looks like at the end of it all. I really do. I really, really do. I want to see what this, and I want to enjoy it along the way. So I don't want to rush it because it's a good feeling to go into a week, into a game. You're more confident. You're more relaxed. Everybody kind of transfers their ill feelings towards the next week. And I know we all felt a little apprehensive about this game. We felt like, damn, Miami is playing tough. Maybe the Bills lose this one, or if they did, oh my God, it would be DEFCON 4. Maybe it takes a few plays to get going. Yeah, they need a couple. They need a receiver. They need a receiver. What's up, Vols? How you doing, bro? Great bounce back win. They really do need another guy. And I don't know what type of receivers you guys like. You want fast, explosive. You want big, physical with some speed. There's a couple of my favorites I have. I mean, I don't want to drop names to you now. I want to enjoy this victory. You just had a receiver catch 9 balls for 130 some yards and 2 touchdowns. So I'm really, really happy about that. There's a few other guys that I feel like could play better, but I know Isaiah McKenzie. He does what he does. He caught a pretty nice pass from Allen for a first down. Had a jet sweep first down. He does what he can. They need a guy. Yeah, they need an alpha. I love the kid from Colorado. He's got a funny name, Laviska Shenault. I love him. 6'2", 220 pounds. He's physical. He lines up everywhere. He's got an extra gear when he gets the ball in his hands, which I really, really like. He seems to just, when he gets the ball in his hands, he seems like he has an uptick in speed. He tracks the ball really well in the air. And the other guy, if you want fast, explosive, this year's, that one, because he's the dreads, Los, you got it right. If you want fast, explosive, this year's version of Marquise Brown, Hollywood, KJ Hamler from Penn State. That fucking guy is a bolt of lightning. He's a bolt of lightning. You saw Jakeem Grant. Think of that in a wide receiver, like a real wide receiver. Like that guy can fucking fly. He plays a little bit bigger than he is too. I know he's only 5'9", and there'll be some aversions to that, but we need a big guy. And you're not going to see me complaining if they take a wide receiver. But I think it's such a deep draft. You can get one, before the first round. I'm just really, really happy that it seemed a lot of the things that were illing them, they've kind of rectified. And Miami was a team. This was a get right game that they needed. And you know what they did? They finally went and got right. It's like other teams do that shit. I'm like, why can't the Bills? And they went down there and they did that. Yeah, I don't care either. I won't apologize for it because let me tell you something. If it would have been another close game where they score a touchdown off a, kind of the fluky Micah Hyde onside kick recovery touchdown, it'd have been like, oh, look. They could barely squeak by. They were in control of this game from the start. There was a few hiccups there, but what I like is the offense, when they needed to, scored. When they needed to, boom, scored. After the fumble recovery on the Hearns overturn, boom, scored. So they did what they had to do. The defense held when it had to held. CeeDee Lamb dude. Eric, the wide receiver class is just disgusting. It's disgusting. You have Lamb, you have Junie, you have Devontae Smith, you have Henry Ruggs, you have Laviska Shenault, you have KJ Hamler, you have T. Higgins. I can just keep going. You have the kid from Ohio State. There's another kid from, I think it's Minnesota, Tyrell Johnson. There's another kid at Liberty, Gandy Golden. They're just ridiculous amount of talent at wide receiver, and they need one of those guys. They need a couple of them. You guys do know it. I'm not telling you guys you don't know anything you don't know, but they're going to be available. So when the Bills decided to keep their pick at the trade deadline or any pick in the top 4 rounds, and they didn't go out and get a rental wide receiver, that's going to be a good thing in early May. You're going to be happy about that because they can go out and address with a young cost control player that's got, Granted, a veteran wide receiver, you would have got fleeced. Do you want to trade a second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu? No, I don't. I'd rather just give Robert Foster more playing time. Yeah, I mean, they just got to win, dude. They got to go out and win games. That's it. Just put W's in the left-hand column, and you'll eventually get it. And you just can't do it for 1 year. You got to consistently do it. You got to consistently do it. What they need to do is deliver a double-digit win season for the first time in 20 years. That's what they need to do. You know how we had the drought? We had the drought, right? They broke the drought. Now, break the drought of double-digit wins. Go out there and win over 10 games for the first time since 1999. How about that? There's 6 left. Go do it. That's it. Go do it. Go out there and take it. Go out there and play for it. I know there's games this team wants to play. They want to go out on a national stage and play well and prove that they're not pretenders. I know they want to do that. And they're going to have every opportunity to do so. They have Dallas. They have the Patriots flexed. They have, that Baltimore could get, who knows? There's going to be there. That they have a big opportunity in front of them here. I could care less what the media says. Yeah, again, there's going to be media. There's this media who are stuck. They're bunkered in on their pre-draft narrative, and they're like at the ready to throw this kid in the trash and tell you that, they should do this or they should do that. It's the draft Rosen crowd. They should have drafted this guy crowd. Nobody was crying when Lamar Jackson went 31st, 32nd. Nobody was like, oh my God. No. I mean, he had his fans. He had people who support him. He had his detractors. Allen was the most heavily criticized. We all know that. He was the most heavily scrutinized and picked over, and he was so polarizing. It seemed like the safe guy was Rosen, and the top 2 guys were Darnold and Mayfield. So, again, it's in the infantile stages of all their careers. It's like Rosen. Rosen's been yinged and yanged. Maybe being around Fitz and being under Fitz is good for him, and he can go on somewhere else and resurrect his career. But every time you want to throw a quarterback under the bus and say, hey, let's just go draft another one, look at Tua. I feel horrible for that kid. That kid, his hip labrum is torn. He's got a fucking hip fracture. That's a terrible, terrible injury he suffered yesterday. And I hopefully, with the surgeries that they have now, he can recover and he can, this guy was going to be a top 3 pick. This guy was going to be a top 3 easily pick. And then now it's left to question. It's unfortunate. I feel bad for him. But this is why you never assume that there's going to be a guy. It's like what Miami was doing. Burrow was the first pick before this, definitely. But now it's just like, I hope that he can recover. But my point of saying this is, look at Miami. They got all these draft picks. They've got all this. What's going to happen when you get all these upstarts, right? All these guys on their roster right now who are fighting. They're fighting for jobs. Maybe on the Dolphins, they're fighting for jobs in the league. And there's some guys on there playing hard. But what happens when that all washes away? And there's the chosen ones in the building, the first-round picks, the second-round picks, all they're free agents, right? They're guys. I'm not saying Brian can't do that stuff because everything I know about the guy, but what I do know about the Miami organization is they have a lot of voices, and they can course correct at any time or course change because you see Marino next to Ross. He's got some other people he takes advice from. He's got Chris Greer, the GM. He's got the head coach. There's a lot of people there. The Jets, the same thing. The Jets are a rudderless ship, period. I can't put it to you. They're worse than the Bills were with Russ Brandon. How about that? Yeah, man. It's bad to watch. The kid got his nose broke on the play too. It just sucks. And now who knows? I hope he recovers. I hope he recovers. He's able to put on a pro day. I was reading about the statistics of recovery. It's a 3 to 4 month injury. I hope he recovers and he's able to go out there and put on a good pro day. And maybe if he's able to and get drafted. I really do. I really, really hope. It's all about the organization. And yeah, that's it, Eric. And we've had for too long till recently, very shaky, leaky ship. There's no leaks. They're very buttoned down. There's no rumors coming out of there. If there's any spin doctoring on reports, you see how quick the organization gets it out. Like today, somebody just threw the Bills name in there for the Kaepernick workout, and you had, I believe it was Waro who had the report. And it's like, nope, that didn't happen. Bill's source, nope, that didn't happen. That's an AP writer. You can't fuck around if you report for the AP. You can't do it. It has to be 100% go. They just can't recklessly report things. They're not Adam Schefter or even horribly worse, Ian Rappaport or somebody like that. You have to be dead on. So you see things like that when it comes to the Bills. You don't see, back in the day, a guy like Russ Brandon would have liked attaching the Bills name to that because it would have put some buzz out. And Russ was all about buzz. Oh, there's a buzz going on about us, even though maybe there's just buzz. That's all it was about. So thanks, guys, so much. I'm going to get off of here. 50 minutes in. It's so much nicer to talk about a win. The defense, again, they did their thing. They 7 sacks, 1 turnover, scored a touchdown off the turnover, tons of tackles for losses. The run game woes. They really seem to be what's up, yo, Hassan? Have a good one, bro. And talk to you. Message me on Twitter. And like you said you were going to do, they got that rectified. And, they let Fitz, Fitz got to do his thing a little bit, but it ultimately didn't burn him. It didn't burn him. And Allen went out there and just did his thing better. And that's all you want to see. I just want to see Allen get to that point where he just playing fearless isn't a question. He just does it. He just does it. And he has the arm, he has the talent, and he has the mindset. Like, look what you can do when you just want to go play. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see more of it, guys. Let's enjoy the week. Nice, much more fun week for all of us. Love you guys. Go Bills. 7-3. Let's keep it rolling, guys. Love you all. Go Bills.